There is a lot of noises in these woods, I would think. What was that noise? Oh shit. This is definitely odd. I don't like it. I swear to God, that was footsteps.
Dark greetings. I am Lord Freakzilla, and this is Gothic Sagas. Here we explore deep into the shadows of reality, where the strange, the creepy, and the tragic collide. So hit that subscribe button, and together, let's venture into the darkness, where shadows dance and secrets lurk.
I think we got a dead body here. A dead body. I got a dead body.
Mark Wilkins had spent more than 6 years building his YouTube channel, Northeast Georgia Kayak Fishing. His videos weren't about danger or suspense. They were about quiet moments on the water, kayak fishing, calm, peaceful escapes from everyday life. But on December the 13th, 2024, everything changed. It was a cold, foggy morning on Lake Emery, in the Little Tennessee River area. Mark was joined by his longtime friend, John. Both men wore chest-mounted GoPros as they paddled out, just like they had done dozens of times before. The first few hours were perfect, casting lines, sharing stories, drifting along the glassy water. But then, they saw something, floating in the still water just ahead of them, and that's when everything changed. Mark's reaction was immediate and captured entirely on camera. Shaken and panicked, he called out repeatedly, "That's a dead body." Over and over again, his voice crackling as reality set in.
A human being?
Copy that.
Say again?
Copy. I think we got a dead body here. Yep, we do. A dead body. Oh my God, a dead body. I found a dead body. Body. Oh my God, a dead body. I gotta call the police. It's right there. God, a dead body. I can't tell. I don't want to sit here and poke at it and shit. 911. I am fishing on Lake Emery and I have come across a dead body.
We're out on Lake Emery.
I am putting at the boat ramp and I was going down towards the discharge, the water station discharge, and I'm kind of in between the discharge and the boat ramp, heading down towards the dam.
Okay. Are you in the water?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it. I mean, it could, I mean, it looks like a dead body. I mean, there's a hand sticking up. There's a rotted face. I don't know if it's some kind of stupid Halloween spooky thing, but I'm not touching it. So, John, go up there and look at that and tell me what you think.
That looks like a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you just
That's a
water
person.
waiting, or?
No, I'm in my boat. I'm in my kayak.
Okay. I'm gonna get someone headed up there. They may call you when heading up. I'm gonna go ahead and get the police and fire and rescue headed up there.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get that close.
No, you can see his face. I mean, I thought it was like some kind of yard decoration or something, but I don't know, dude. That looks pretty fucking dead to me.
That looks like a person.
Yeah, like it's been here for a
You
minute.
know what? It's pretty short. I think it's a lady.
Yeah.
No shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stiff as a board.
Yeah, I know. It's been here for a while. I wonder if it's that girl that was missing.
Was there a girl missing?
Yeah. But I don't know if it was in this county or not.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dear Lord, please rest that person's soul.
Absolutely.
Oh.
That's sad.
I mean, I saw that hand sticking up and I was just like, is that some kind of Halloween, like, spooky yard thing that ended up in here?
Right.
Because it is small.
Yeah, it is.
But I looked at the face, dude. It's definitely a person.
Yeah.
I mean, a real, like, was a person.
I think it's a girl.
Hey, and there's shoes at the boat ramp, dude. There's just a pair of, like, little Crocs, not like a girl-sized Crocs just sitting there at the boat ramp. Weird.
What's report of a girl missing?
Yeah, it was like a young, it's hard to tell by that face. It was like a young girl. I just saw it come on my, come across the, yeah. But there's no way that would decay in that fast. I mean, I don't know how long they said she was missing in that little thing, but.
Yeah, this looks like it's been there a minute.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'll park way down there. Guys, thank you. I'll call you if I need it.
Okay. All right.
You just want to, you can ease on and we'll take care of it.
We're just going to ease on down.
We'll put you in the report.
Okay.
Just as the caller's witness.
Okay.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. Hey, don't forget to check that boat ramp, dude. Those little pairs of shoes. That's
We got somebody.
Oh.
We got a deputy going down there now.
That's creepy as hell, dude.
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah.
All right.
They immediately called 911. Police arrived within minutes, confirming their worst fear. The body belonged to a young girl. Her shoes were found further up the riverbank. To this day, no one knows exactly who she was or how she ended up there. The case remains a mystery. It wasn't just another day on the lake. It was something they'd carry with them forever. In the weeks that followed, Mark found it difficult to return to the water. His channel, once a reflection of peace and solitude, now carried something darker, a shadow in the background of every trip. For the viewers, this video served as a haunting reminder. Nature can be beautiful, but sometimes it hides something tragic just beneath the surface. In February of 2018, YouTuber Greg Harris uploaded a disturbing video titled "Almost Got Decapitated by a Wire Booby Trap on an ATV Trail" to his channel, Greg Harris Florida. His channel typically features footage of his outdoor adventures across North America, but this ride turned out to be far more dangerous than he ever expected. Wearing a GoPro, Greg recorded himself riding on an ATV along an off-road trail. At first, it was just a normal day, dirt, trees, and the sound of the engine. But as he ventured deeper into the woods, his ride came to a sudden and terrifying stop. Upon replaying the footage, it becomes clear what had happened. Someone had strung a metal wire tightly between two trees. The wire caught directly on Greg's helmet, snapping tight beneath his chin before breaking. Greg later explained in the video's description how incredibly lucky he was. The wire had lined up exactly with his helmet, slowing his momentum. If he had been riding even slightly faster, or if the wire had been set a few inches lower, he could have been seriously injured or even killed. Disturbingly, these kinds of booby traps aren't unheard of within the ATV and dirt bike community. Sometimes frustrated property owners set them up to keep riders off their land. Other times, individuals simply want to lash out at the noise. Whatever the reason, it's an act of reckless violence that can easily turn deadly. Thankfully, Greg walked away with only minor injuries, but the terrifying reality is clear. A hidden wire like this can turn a simple ride through the woods into a life or death encounter.
Go away! No! No! Okay. This is when I die.
This is footage from October of 2022, uploaded by YouTuber Kyle Burgess to his channel Cougar Kyle. He titled it simply Cougar Encounter in Utah. On that morning, Kyle was jogging along a mountain trail near Provo when he spotted what he thought was a bobcat cub. Curious, he pulled out his phone to record, but within seconds, the truth became clear. It wasn't a bobcat, it was a cougar cub, and where there are cubs, the mother is never far behind. Moments later, she emerged from the brush, and suddenly, Kyle wasn't just filming, he was being hunted.
Oh, 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 no, get the away, get the away, holy go, 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 no, no, go away. Go away, please go away. Holy holy oh. You're a good little kitty cat. Oh. Holy. What's up, dude? Oh. Holy nice and slow. Come on. Ah! Go get your babies. I'm not coming back down, I promise.
The cougar stalked him with relentless precision, shouting his every backward step. Kyle shouted, clapped, cursed, anything to make himself look bigger, more dangerous than he felt. But the predator never broke focus. Her yellow eyes locked onto him, her movements measured, waiting for a mistake. At one point, Kyle glanced away for only a second, and that was enough. The cougar lunged, claws scraping the dirt, closing the distance until she was nearly on top of him. His frantic voice trembled against the silence of the trail, every second stretching into eternity.
You're a scary kitty cat. Holy no, go away. Go away. No. No. You, dude. Okay. This is when I die. No. Get the away, stupid kitty cat. Holy, come on, dude. I don't feel like dying today. Ah, go get your babies. Go away. No, you face, dude. Trying to attack me, your eyes are looking away from you. Dude, this is scary. My heart is racing. Go get your babies, go away. Oh. Damn, I just wanted to go on a run. You're not getting me, dude. I'm ready to go down. Yeah, get the away from me, face. Oh, damn it.
The encounter dragged on for 6 excruciating minutes. 6 minutes where death walked only a few feet away. Finally, in one desperate act, Kyle hurled a rock in her direction. The cougar hesitated, then turned back toward the mountains, vanishing into the trees. Kyle survived, but the footage remains a chilling reminder of just how thin the line is between curiosity and catastrophe.
Come on, mate. Alright. Don't half look creepy down here.
In October 2023, a British YouTuber named Gaz uploaded a disturbing video titled, "I Wasn't Welcomed in These Woods" to his channel, Grizzly Gaz. His channel focuses on outdoor adventures across the UK, often featuring peaceful solo camping trips with his dog, Fendi. But in this particular video, things took a dark and terrifying turn. Gaz had planned an overnight trip into a remote forest somewhere in the UK. According to local legends, the woods had long been used as a ritual site by pagans, a place where even today, strange ceremonies are said to occur beneath a towering old tree. Despite the warnings, Gaz chose to camp near that very site.
You enjoying yourself there, mate? I think I found it. Don't know, does this look like a pagan ritual site? I'll tell you one thing, it looks creepy. So, let's camp here, shall we? I can't see any pagan markings or out like that. Right then, let's get set up, shall we?
After locating what appeared to be the ritual site, Gaz decided to set up a camp right next to it. He pitched his tent, checked the area, and even returned to the site to investigate, but saw no sign of anyone. It seemed like he and Fendi were completely alone in the woods. As night fell, they made dinner and settled into the tent, but shortly after lying down, they heard something.
Let's go back up to the tent. So I did a hot tent camp last week. I don't think it's for me, isn't that?
At first, Gaz assumed it was just falling branches, but the noises came again, louder, closer. It now sounded less like branches and more like something deliberate, like trees being cut.
I can definitely hear something out there. Oh, that's nice, isn't it, mate? Fucking hell, that was a big branch, wasn't it?
Gaz stepped outside to investigate, but found nothing. If someone really was out there cutting trees near his camp, they would have known exactly where he was. Still, Gaz tried to brush it off and return to the tent. But then came something far more direct. Someone or something began throwing objects at his tent.
Trees keep falling from old branches, and they're pretty close, but I checked to make sure there were no widowmakers out here, so... Right, come on.
Hi.
think it's just wind. Let's pick it back up again now. I hope there's no widow makers falling us. That'd be no good, would it, mate? Oh dear. Look at this pillow. Oh, fuck! Fendi! Come here, mate. Oh, you're alright. What the f*** that? Mate, come on. Mate, come here. Come here. Right, I'm gonna turn this light off.
Then something slammed into the tent, hard. The side of the tent visibly pushed inward. Without wasting a second, Gaz and Fendi sprint out into the darkness and escape the woods. But it wasn't over. Later that night, Gaz returned quickly to grab his car keys, and what he saw next would haunt him. From the direction of the ritual site, a group of around 20 people came running toward him, screaming. He grabbed his keys and fled again, managing to escape unharmed. When Gaz returned the next morning to collect what was left of his gear, he found that most of it had been stolen, and what remained had been destroyed.
Where's my cook kit? My cook kit were over here somewhere. Don't mind people scaring you and stuff out of woods, but when they're just going to break stuff as well, what's the point in that?
To this day, Gaz hasn't returned to that forest. Who the people were and what they were doing there remains unknown. But one thing is clear. They didn't want Gaz anywhere near that ritual site.
The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there.
In April of 2023, a YouTuber named Gaz uploaded a deeply unsettling video to his channel, Grizzly Gaz. Normally his content is wholesome, just him, his French bulldog Fendi, and the wild. He camped in all sorts of harsh conditions, and his videos carried the easy warmth of firelight and companionship. But this time, something was different. That evening, while setting up camp in the woods somewhere in the UK, Gaz was chopping wood, prepping dinner, and filming as usual. But then, without warning, a stranger stepped into the glow of his fire. Jeans, coat, eyes hollow. He asked for a light, then for food, just appearing out of the dark as if he had been there all along.
Right, we've got steaks on go now. Bit of ribeye. Pot boiling for some mash. And I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit my pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak.
Just some random crate wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was. I could have been. It's possible.
Right, gonna get these cooked up.
At first, Gaz tried to play it off, sharing food, keeping the mood casual, acting like nothing was wrong. But in the footage, the tension is obvious. The man who called himself Martin slurred his words and rambled about being homeless, about how drugs had ruined his life. His tone shifted between strangely friendly and eerily detached. Then came the moment that chilled Gaz the most. He turned his back for only a few seconds, just to split more wood for the fire. When he turned back around, Martin was gone. Not a word, not a sound, just vanished into the night, leaving behind the uneasy silence of the forest.
That lad, Martin, who creeped up behind me asking for a light. After I fed him, he scurried straight off. I did ask Martin if he's been creeping about in these woods before, but thinking, is he going to come back? The more I think about it, the stranger it gets. I turned round to cut some firewood up, and when I turned back round, he'd gone. And I just found that really strange. The fact that he just left has put the EBGBs up me. But I've left my trail camera down there. We'll go back in morning. But my gut were telling me, don't stay there. So I packed up, throwing a load of water on fire. Now I'm making my way out.
Unease gnawed at him. His gut screamed not to stay, not to risk a return visit. So Gaz doused the fire, packed up, and hiked out into the dark, his dog close at heel. Before leaving though, he strapped a trail camera to a tree, just to see if Martin would return once he was gone. When Gaz came back the next morning, the trail camera was missing, taken. Whether by Martin or someone else who had been watching that night, he never found out. The only thing certain is that Martin had appeared out of the trees once without a sound, and nothing stopped him from coming back. In January of 2025, a YouTuber named Jed uploaded a video titled Strange Sounds While Exploring Daniel Boone National Forest to his outdoor adventure channel, Safety 3D. Jed often shares his explorations through the wilderness of North America, but this trip into the deep woods of Daniel Boone National Forest, Kentucky, would leave him more disturbed than ever before. That forest spans over 700,000 acres of rugged terrain, home to forgotten trails, dark caves, and countless abandoned coal mines from Kentucky's mining past. And one of those mines was exactly where Jed was headed. After nearly 20 minutes of hiking, he discovered a mine entrance sealed with thick metal bars. Curious, he slipped his camera through a narrow gap to capture a glimpse of whatever lay inside. What he heard next would send chills through everyone listening.
Probably gonna be gated or not accessible. We're gonna check anyway. I did not know these trails were here. Oh look, there's another one with a gate. We're shining a light in anyway. See what we're missing. It looks like we're missing a good one. Good grief, y'all. Yeah, we're missing a real good one. Look at that. I don't think these are like very old at all. That's a pretty high coal seam too. And it's dry. What the freak? That was weird.
In the darkness beyond the bars, a man's scream echoed from deep in the distance. It wasn't an animal, it wasn't the wind. It was unmistakably human, raw, pained, and distant. Jed froze, then slowly pulled his camera back, calling out into the forest. There was no response, only silence. But that silence felt wrong, like something was still listening. With a growing sense of unease, Jed decided not to stick around and quickly left the area. He didn't hear the scream again. He made it safely back to his vehicle. But the question remains, who or what was screaming from deep inside that national forest? Was it a lost hiker calling for help, or something else? Something that never wanted to be found. To this day, Jed has never returned to that spot, and no other explorers have been able to explain the sound he captured on camera. The mystery remains unsolved. In October of 2022, two YouTubers named Ted and Nick uploaded a video to their channel, The Hunting Public, titled Scary Situation While Hunting. Their channel usually documents bow hunting trips, long days in the woods, and quiet patience. This time, patience wasn't what they found. Ted, Nick, and their cameraman Greg had traveled deep into the wilderness of Missouri for a public land hunt. They started early, but after finding no activity at their first location, they relocated later that afternoon to a far more remote area. By around 7 p.m., the three had climbed into a tree, set their gear, and settled in to wait. That's when the woods stopped being quiet. At first, it didn't sound like an animal. The screams were human, distant, echoing through the trees, and filled with raw panic. As they listened, frozen in place, the words became clearer. I hate you. Then the screaming started again, louder this time.
Somebody is screaming at the absolute top of their lungs over there. Very not good obscenities to someone else. Right before that last gunshot, it sounded like a truck revving up or something, like in gravel, throwing gravel or something. Yeah. And then that gunshot was like, that one sounded like a rifle. The other one sounded like a handgun. But it was like blood-curdling screaming. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that. Something not good's going on. Imagine if we would have ended up warping them on it, how close we would be to that. We might have been able to see it. That's terrifying. That is wicked. Well, hopefully nobody got shot, but sure sounded like somebody did. Sounds like somebody might have got killed over there. Your vehicle. Yep. Still screaming. Sounds like somebody.
Then came the gunshots. Not one, several. The sound cracked through the trees, followed by more screaming. The kind that makes your stomach drop. The kind that doesn't sound rehearsed or exaggerated. It sounded real. For several minutes, the three men stayed frozen in the tree, whispering back and forth, trying to decide if they were hearing someone being attacked or killed. The screaming didn't stop, neither did the shots.
Nick's looking up this house, the nearest house over there, so we can call somebody whenever we get out of here. We ain't got any service in here, so can't call the police and tell them to go over there and see what the heck's going on, but sound like something off a dang horror movie over there. Pretty scary. Hoping nobody's getting killed or hurt over there. I mean, it sounds like a guy that's absolutely losing his mind over there. And maybe he shot somebody. So we're gonna go ahead and get down. We got like a mile and a half walk out of here. All that stuff is just like 800-900 yards away. We're gonna get on down and get on out of here.
Yes. I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department. I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting. We heard gunshots, but then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening, and then I could hear vehicles taking off. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring. We didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there.
With no cell service and no way to call for help, the trio made the decision to leave. They climbed down, packed their gear, and began the long walk back towards their vehicle. Only once they reached safety were they able to contact the police. Authorities responded quickly, entering the woods to investigate the reported screams and gunfire. But they found nothing. No injured person, no shell casings, no evidence of a struggle. Ted, Nick, and Greg also contacted the sheriff's department and the game warden. Each investigation came back the same. Nothing. To this day, no one knows who was screaming. No one knows who fired the shots. And no one knows what happened in those woods that night. Only for that brief moment of time, something violent, chaotic, and very real echoed through the trees, and then vanished without a trace. In September of 2021, a YouTuber named Erlo uploaded a video titled "Scary Sound in the Forest of South Africa" to his channel Erlo Brown. His channel focuses on outdoor adventure, where he often films himself hiking and camping in remote areas around the world. In this particular video, he set out on a solo hiking trip to a remote mountain somewhere in South Africa. As Erlo began his hike, he mentioned that the trail he was on was deep within a dense forest, one that was rarely used because of how narrow and dangerous it was. For most people, that would be a warning sign, but for Erlo, it was exactly what he wanted. He hoped the isolation would allow him to capture footage of wild animals undisturbed by human presence. So he began searching for the perfect tree to mount his trail camera. That's when things took a sudden turn.
I think we have found a perfect place to place the trail camera. So this trail running along here is literally the only entrance and exit for this entire valley. I'm almost 100% convinced we'll catch some animals on this trail. Just look at how nice that is. I just have to find a good spot to place the camera. I reckon this tree could maybe work, although that's going to be very obvious. Maybe if we find something that's a little bit further into the tree line, so it's better hidden, this could perhaps work. I have no idea what that was. That was not an animal. I think I'm gonna leave.
Out of nowhere, a deep growling noise echoed through the forest. Erlo froze, listening carefully, but he couldn't identify what it was. He said later that it didn't sound like any animal he had heard before, and given how close it seemed, he decided to pack up and leave immediately. Some viewers have suggested that the sound in this video resembled the roar of a leopard.
This could perhaps work.
If that's true, the encounter becomes even more unsettling. Leopards are silent, skilled hunters known for ambushing prey from the trees, and Erlo was surrounded by thick forest on all sides. Had he stayed even a few minutes longer, he might have walked right into danger without realizing it. Fortunately, he trusted his instincts, left the forest right away, and avoided what could have been a deadly encounter in the wilderness.
Is that a badger? Hello?
This clip comes from Daniel O'Neill, uploaded in August of 2024 to his channel English Woodsman under the title Never Been So Scared When Camping. Daniel posts calm, matter-of-fact footage of his solo trips across the UK, gear checks, trails, the honest hush of the woods. On this trip, he filmed a routine hike, pointed out other campers' footprints and discarded trash, then set up his shelter and settled in. Everything looks ordinary enough to be ordinary's own kind of comfort. Then the forest started to move. About 30 minutes into the video, while Daniel was showing off his kit, something tread behind him.
And rain camping is really good. Is that a badger? Hello?
He calls out, thinking perhaps another camper, but the sound dies the moment he stands. Silence. He searches the trees. He finds nothing. He sits. The sounds return louder, closer, like someone learning the contours of the night and walking right along them.
There's that noise again now.
Hello? Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around. I can handle it. Can you wear it? It's like it's just there.
Daniel keeps talking to the camera, steadying himself by speaking into it, trying to turn the unknown into a commentary. He jokes, he nerve laughs, he calls the sound out again and again, hoping for a human reply. Nothing. He could have left. Most would have left, but Daniel stayed. He ate, he tried to sleep, and the footsteps became a memory that would not let him be.
I'm actually breaking wind. I'm quite scared, people. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. If it's a human and they come up and laugh at me, scaring the hell out of me, but this is going to be a long night if I'm nervous like this and scared now. I need to know what this sound is. It's not like it was, it's like and then it stops. I'm only talking to you guys because it sort of like helps me a little bit. I'm going to be honest, I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this loads of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot like now.
The source of the footsteps was never found. Viewers wrote that Daniel did the only sane thing. He trusted a gut that knows when the dark is watching. Others suggested something stranger, someone following, keeping distant, someone playing a cruel game, or something older than pranksters using human cadence to toy with a lone camper. Whatever it was, it walks close enough to be a story and far enough to remain a question. And that, more than anything else, is what lingers. Not where the steps went, but the knowledge that something in the trees learned the pattern of a man's night and kept it to itself. In October of 2023, a British YouTuber named Mike uploaded a chilling video titled "The Woods I Will Never Camp In Again" on his channel Novice Wild Camper. Mike is known for his solo wild camping adventures across the UK, but what he experienced in these woods changed the way he views nature forever. The video begins like many of his others, a hike through remote woods in search of peaceful campsite. Along the way, Mike notices strange footprints in the dirt, but dismisses them as likely belonging to a dog walker, nothing unusual at first. He sets up his hammock, prepares a dinner, and tries to enjoy the night. But after dark, the woods begin to feel wrong. Strange noises nearby, movement in the trees. Still, Mike brushes it off, thinking that's just small animals.
There's a huge amount of noises around here. Sounds like Bigfoot's throwing rocks at the hammock. I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of hits, but yeah, going for a fun night. See you in the morning. Right, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm actually sitting back in my car now. 3 o'clock, it just started hammering it down with rain. After the rain started, I could just hear crashing around that got nearer and nearer and nearer to my hammock. And every time I moved or got out to check, it stopped. But the weirdest thing was, suddenly by my hammock, massive thud hits the ground. I jumped up and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't there. And I'm just laying there listening. And then another one. This went on 3 or 4 times at least. And then a large branch hit my tarp. And every time I jumped up and got out, there was no movement, there was no nothing now. But this has completely freaked me out.
Around 3 a.m., things escalate. Rocks begin hitting the side of the hammock. Branches drop. Thuds echo around him. Mike steps outside to investigate, but each time he does, silence. Terrified, Mike abandons his campsite and retreats to his car, parked near the trailhead. He waits there until sunrise, unsure if the forest was haunted or if someone was out there messing with him. At daybreak, Mike returns to his site to pack up, but almost immediately, the same disturbing sounds begin again.
This is seriously the weirdest forest I've ever camped in. I got back here and suddenly the tree next to me just crashes and the bushes are all shaking, but there's nothing in it, there's nothing there. It's full of creatures and Animals running around. Things are just crashing down around me. It's all quiet, then suddenly it happens. I don't like it here. I'm getting packed up. I'm under my tarp, packing up my quilt, and there's this crash behind me. This doesn't land coming down. It bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me. This place is freaked out. I am never coming back here again.
Mike decides enough is enough. He packs quickly and heads back to the road. But what happens next adds a disturbing human element to the story, one that shakes him even more than the night in the woods.
I just got back to the car, and bearing in mind this road is like a dead-end road. No one comes down here, and for the entire night, no one had come down here. So, but I've come down here, and as I've stepped out of the woods, literally the entrance to go in there is just there. And there's a man just walking down the road by me, and he saw me, and he went, "All right," and I was like, "All right." He went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, I just did a little hammock camp." And he says, he went, "You're brave." I said, "Why is that?" And he went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off. But yeah, I won't pinpoint it to say avoid this place, but I'm never going to come back here again.
Mike never got a name, no answers, and no closure. He decided to keep the exact location secret, fearing others might go looking for something they're not ready to find. Was it something paranormal or something far worse? Like a person stalking campers in those woods. Either way, Mike has made it clear he's never going back. In September of 2019, a YouTuber named Adam uploaded a video titled, "I got hit by a boat" to his channel, Die Hard Fishing. Adam's content usually focused on calm days on the water, surf fishing, kayak fishing, slow mornings where nothing unexpected happens. This day was supposed to be no different. Adam and a group of friends launched their kayaks along the California coast and paddled out to fish. The water was open, visibility was good, everything about the conditions suggested a routine outing. Adam stopped, cast his line, and began catching fish, calmly explaining each one to his viewers before releasing them back into the water. Then he decided to move.
My steering is all messed up. You see that?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? I was like, dude, really
I was like, oh, they're gonna turn, and then no, they never did.
As Adam paddled towards a new spot, something caught his attention. In the distance, a larger fishing boat was moving fast. Too fast. At first, Adam assumed the boat would turn. It didn't. Within seconds, Adam realized the boat was heading directly towards him. There was no time to think, no time to shout, only time to move. The boat slammed into the back of Adam's kayak. By pure instinct, he paddled forward at the last possible moment. Had he been even a second slower, the impact would have thrown him into the water, directly beneath the boat's path. Instead, the kayak absorbed the hit. Adam survived. What happened next was almost as disturbing as the collision itself. The boat didn't stop. It kept going. One of Adam's friends, Nick, who was kayaking ahead of him, immediately turned and followed the fleeing boat. He caught up to them moments later.
What the? Hey, stop! Hey, you better stop, you coward! You're a coward! We got it all on video! What happened? Yeah, but you didn't stop and you go check if he was okay? You didn't stop! You kept going! And you only stopped because I yelled at you and said it was on camera. What are you teaching those kids, man? That is so bad. You're so wrong, man. You're a disgrace to fishermen. You shouldn't be out here. God, man. That's so bad. You don't even go check on the guy. You run over a kayaker and just keep fishing, huh? I hope you guys have a great day.
The group claimed they hadn't seen Adam's kayak. Nick wasn't buying it. He called them out for their speed, their carelessness, and for leaving a man they had nearly killed behind them. Nick eventually returned to Adam to make sure he was still okay. Adam was shaken but alive. His kayak wasn't. The collision had damaged the rear of the kayak, throwing off its steering and sending some of Adam's equipment into the water. He managed to retrieve most of it, but the damage was done. Adam later admitted that the difference between survival and tragedy came down to a few feet and a few seconds. On open water, there are no walls, no shoulder to pull over onto, and no protection when someone else makes a reckless decision. Adam was lucky, not because the boat missed him, but because he saw it coming just in time.
That was insane. I never thought that would ever happen to me.
It was like this much more, you would have got knocked out.
I just busted it for like a good 5 seconds to at least get out of the way of like the, otherwise it would have just hit me right in the center. Anyway, maybe I'll catch a fish now.
Yeah, dude, go buy a lotto ticket, man.
In November of 2023, a woman named Laura set out on what was supposed to be an ordinary morning hike along a trail in Sierra Madre, California. A dedicated fitness enthusiast, Laura had followed this routine countless times before. The mountain air was cool, the trail familiar, and she was enjoying the steady rhythm of the climb alongside a friend. Nothing about the morning suggested danger. That illusion shattered in an instant. As Laura rounded a blind corner at a jogging pace, she came to a sudden stop, face to face with a brown bear and 2 cubs standing close behind it. There was no warning, no time to prepare, just a few feet of space separating her from an animal capable of killing her in seconds. Instinct took over. Laura froze, then suddenly began to back away, forcing herself to stay calm. She knew enough to understand what she was looking at: a mother bear, cubs nearby, and a threat standing directly in front of her. But the bear had already locked onto her. Instead of retreating, it began to follow.
Okay. All right. Got this. Fuck. Okay. There's nowhere to go. They won't leave.
As the distance between them closed, Laura raised her voice and made herself as loud as possible. She waved her arms, she shouted, she did everything she had been taught to do. It didn't matter. The bear continued forward, steady and unbothered, as if her presence alone demanded a response.
Leave. Okay, whistles don't work. There's bears. I saw them.
Laura blew her emergency whistle and screamed until her throat burned, but the sound barely registered. The bear didn't flinch. It didn't hesitate. In that moment, Laura realized something terrifying. Nothing she was doing was working. With nowhere else to go, she backed towards another blind corner and made a split-second decision. She turned and ran. It was a gamble. Running from a bear can trigger pursuit, and if that bear had decided to chase her, there would have been no escape. A 500-pound predator would have closed the distance in seconds, but it didn't. Laura sprinted until her lungs burned, until the trail disappeared beneath her feet. She regrouped with her friend, shaken but alive. The bear never followed. It was likely never hunting at all. It was defending its cubs, responding to a sudden presence it perceived as a threat. Laura's decision could have ended her life. Instead, it saved it. And in the mountains, sometimes survival comes down to one impossible choice, made in seconds.
There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's just a train. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. What was that noise? Oh shit, I don't like it.
In January 2019, a YouTuber named Louise, who runs the channel Camper Vibe, uploaded a video titled, "The Most Scared I've Ever Been While Camping." Her channel documents solo outdoor adventures across the UK, usually filled with peaceful nature scenes and van life moments. But this time was different. Louise had unknowingly chose to camp in a place called Daring Woods, located in Pluckley, England, a village listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most haunted village in Britain. She didn't know that at the time. As she set up camp and chopped firewood, things started off normally, but as she sat down to eat dinner, the woods around her came alive with eerie sounds.
I don't know if you can see a Cadbury's Pot of Joy. Yogurt, basically, chocolate yogurt. There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you're able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming. Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff and planes. There's a lot of planes. There's like this weird... Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but I should sleep well, I would think. Where's my big beam? What was that noise? I've got no idea if you guys heard that or not, but honestly, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest. It's not deer. Like, I know what deer sound like. I've spent so much time with deer.
At first she brushed it off, probably just animals, maybe even other campers nearby. But then she paused. "I've never known woods with so many strange noises," she said, and things kept getting weirder. After dinner, she briefly explored the area, trying to figure out what might be making the strange sound. Finding nothing unusual, she returned to her tent and tried to sleep. But around 2 a.m., she was jolted awake, this time by loud footsteps right outside her tent.
There's been a person or persons. But I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now.
Louise stayed still, trying not to make a sound. She later said she was certain it wasn't just one person. There were multiple footsteps, and they were close, circling the tent. Then she heard something else. A rush of crows flew off in the distance. Something or someone had disturbed them.
Turn the light on earlier because I swear to God, that was footsteps. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps.
Eventually the sounds faded. When daylight broke, she packed up and returned to her van, visibly shaken. Later that day, she did a quick Google search of the area and found out that she had spent the night in one of the most haunted locations in the entire country. As for the screams in the woods, the footsteps, and whatever had startled the birds in the middle of the night, Luis never found a clear explanation. But whatever happened, that night in Daring Woods, she'll never forget.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.